A very good evening to everybody watching. Thank you for joining us tonight on the evening review. My name is Bella. Tonight on the show we are joined by Manuel Ngaringombe. He is the Secretary General of the Popular Democratic Movement, which has been rocked by a series of resignations by some of its former members of parliament and some members of its youth league. And Mr. Ngaringombe is here to help reflect on that situation. Thank you, Secretary General, for making time. In the past days, since maybe last week to this week, if I'm counting correctly, of course I haven't seen everything, up to maybe 6-7 people have resigned from the party. What is happening?
Yes, good evening to everybody, good Namibia. What is happening? I think the good answer is that what is happening is what you are just saying.
Yeah.
That we have some of our members that are resigning from the party. And it's something that we started seeing, as you're saying, somewhere from last week, that members are resigning. And that is what we have observed.
Well, why are they resigning? What is your assessment internally? What did you discover to be the reason for that?
You know, you should understand that politics is about ambitions. Politics is about growth. Politics is about, I want to be there. I want to represent my country. I want to be in government. I want to lead. And that if I always say to people that if you don't have ambition, if you're not an ambitious person, you can't be in politics. Now, as you know that the PDM has grown itself and have become at the time the second biggest opposition or political party in Namibia, and everyone was very much hopeful that we shall grow from there, and also that we stand to become an alternative government in the Republic. And I believe that many has put in a lot, especially in the last year, National Assembly and presidential elections, and we're all hopeful that the party will do very good. Unfortunately enough, we did not do as per the expectations. The party growth have stumbled. We have gone down. We have lost about 11 seats. And now it will depend on the psychology of a person, and especially the emotional intelligence, the energy levels, the understanding, the motivations. We are all different. And for some of us understanding politics, we realized that now the party was having a growing trajectory. It went down. What should we do? Let's go back to the drawing boards. Let's discuss. Let's look at issues, external and internal, that have affect the party to drop so much seats and to become now the fourth largest party in the country. And we say that politics is also a journey. It's not, it's a marathon sometimes. It's not where you just come today and tomorrow you are ever successful, but you should believe in what you are believing in. You should work hard for. You should serve the people in the country. You should go through ups and downs. But if you are very consistent, then you will reach the goal that you want to reach, and that is to bring a government that will bring a different in your country. And for some people, have also learned that success all the way. And if success have been challenged, instead of looking at what have challenged us, how do we address this and how do we get out of this and still achieve our goal? Some believe that, no, maybe for me it's the time to quit because maybe you thought that it should be a short-term objective. But for some of us, it's a struggle. It's something that we must struggle for one day to deliver the Namibian people from these economic hardships and other challenges of this country. It's not something that will just happen in few years or few days.
Yeah. A number of those that have resigned from the party are part of the 6 that came to Parliament almost halfway through the term, the parliamentary term, the last parliamentary term, where the party submitted a list of its MPs and it got gazetted, and then after the outcome, the party threw out 6 of those, replaced them with people who were not gazetted, and those guys served, I think, until from 2019 to 2022. And there's a feeling that those, of course, they went to court and all the way to the Supreme Court for them to actually say, we were the gazetted members of the party, we ought to be in Parliament. It is those who did not make it actually back to Parliament, and they are the ones who are now part of them are those that are resigning. Do you think that was a miscalculation on the part of PDM?
I always have been very open about the issue of the 2019 parliamentary seats.
Yeah.
I've always answering this question, and I'm also being forced every time to answer this question.
Yeah.
And I always say is that media it's a very strong tool in changing people's mindsets and letting people and creating a certain belief. And the belief that has been created is that the PDM acted negatively against its own or betrayed their own.
The court proved that.
That's yes. That's
It's not just the media.
Yes,
the court,
yes.
the High Court, and then you went to the Supreme Court.
Yes,
Both
yes.
said you were wrong.
Yes, but anything that is happening, it has a background. It has a background, and the background was that the members that were in Parliament or that we has said must go to Parliament were members that were elected by the then Electoral College. Those members that were first in. And across the years, there was a precedent that when you go to Parliament, after the day of being gazetted as a candidate, you have been given leave from your work, you go and campaign. If you win, you go to Parliament. If you lost, you go back to your job. And then until 2019, when ECN say now our act is saying that, and also the constitution that if you want to go to Parliament and you are a public servant, you should resign and go and get votes, and then if you make it, you go to Parliament. If you don't make it, go to the streets. And we were saying, but let's follow the precedents, because you can't tell us just in these elections that now you are changing this or you are keeping to what you say is the law. And we also were saying, if you ask a person to say, come and stand and be a member of Parliament candidate, then those that having employment, those that having the capacity, the skills, the qualifications to be able to represent their people and bring upon development of their people will say, no, I'm sorry, I will not go, because if I don't make it, I will lose my bread. And we were saying it's wrong for ECN to just bring that or want now to effect that act just in the election time. They could have prepared political parties. Now you have people that are teachers, that are government employees, that are earning for their families. Now we must tell them, guys, come, be our candidates. If you don't make it, go back home. So we were challenging that, and that's how the court case came, because we were challenging it, and after elections, we went back when they were not gazetted. We went back to ECN and say, but what you are doing is wrong. We think that this act must be revisited, because these people were elected. Now you are forcing people that were not actually elected from the Central Committee of the party, the Electoral College. And then ECN got an advice from the senior legal representative that says, no, PDM is right. Let these people go to, there's those that they elected themselves, go to Parliament. And we agreed on that. Now, so I understand that it was not just a force, and we're trying to do justice to those people. And I think you understand if it is you and say go campaign, and when you lose, go home, leave your job, then many people, potential people, will not go. Unfortunately, it happens. Our own people contested it, those that were believing that they are the rightful people at Vega Senate. They went to court. We accepted defeat as a democratic party. We said, yes, this is what we are trying to do. This is what the courts are saying. And we withdraw the 6. The other 6 went in. And that we explained several times why it happens. It was not deliberate to affect certain people or to do injustice to certain people. And let me just tell you, before the 2024 elections, last year's elections, that only part of the act was changed. That part of the act that says I must first be, immediately when I'm nominated, I must resign. Because of our action, that part of the act was changed. And now any public servant can become a candidate, take leave when they are nominated, go and campaign. If they make it, they go to parliament. If they don't make it, they go back to their jobs. So what we are fighting for were justice for all. It was not only for that time. It was not only for certain people, but it was justice to allow every Namibian to be able to represent their people without being discriminated for being an employee of government.
I understand it. And I appreciate, because I agree in principle that the whole thing of asking people to resign in the manner that they were asked, that was wrong. But let's go back to the resignations of your party members. The situation is so dire, Mr. Ngaringombe, that I just received this letter as we speak now here of Julia Nekwaya, who is the Secretary General of your Youth League. She has also resigned. She says in her resignation letter that my decision arises from ongoing frustration with the lack of budget allocated to the Youth League and the repeated expectation to deliver activities without adequate resources. I'm neither a miracle worker nor Jesus Christ. But perhaps importantly, she says that the party has devolved into a gossip-driven group lacking clear purpose and direction. The last part is particular. I mean, finance, I can understand everybody has financial issues. Apparently, you have become a gossip entity now. That's why people are everybody's just on the edge.
Now, if you listen to all those resignation letters, they will go on to say, we wish you all the best. We believe that the PDM is this and the PDM is that. Now, when I quoted in one of the newspapers that is because of belly politics, some people were saying, does Ngaringombe not have a belly? Is it also not for him because of a belly? The economic situation in the party also affected Ngaringombe. I'm not an angel. I also have been affected. But what we should understand is the objectives, the aim that we are fighting for. What is it what we want to achieve, even in difficult times? So I'm not calling people that they just want to go eat, they just want to, I know some of them might not even get a job, some of them might not get maybe what they are dreaming for. And I'm not here to give people names. But the whole thing is, why have some of these things become so important when the party did not perform well? Why did we not say these things 5 years back, 10 years back, when the party was in a growing mode? And that is showing you that sometimes politicians, we are opportunists also. We also go where there is an opportunity. Now, in every organization and institution, there might be lapses. There might be some challenges. There might be some gaps. Now, getting that from the resignation of the ex-Secretary General of the Youth League, your question will be, who is gossiping? and who is not being gossiped. Now, you and me, and you being the editor of this institution or this newspaper, of part of this radio, when you are in a position of accountability, when there is the position of responsibility, the position where you have to account to people, people will say things to you.
Yeah.
People will gossip you. People will call you names. But what is important? Is it the names that I'm being called? Is it the gossips that people are giving? Or is it the purpose why we are here? And then the question is, who's gossiping? And why are they gossiping? And when they are gossiping, then I must ask myself, of all what I'm receiving, what should I take? What should I leave?
Yeah.
What should I take also to do self-introspection and improve? But if I'm not ready, because not some people will be bold enough to come tell you, Master Secretary General, here and there and here, you are messing up. Some will gossip you. But even as a leader, when I get those gossips, I must do self-introspection and say, where should I change? And what should I do? Yeah. And then you must take steps as a leader to say, if there are gossips, say, hypothetically, that assumption is true. As a leader, what am I do to address it and to grow? But I don't want to sit here and address personalities, address people's specifics.
That's fine.
But for me, such an excuse from a leader, it's a very petty excuse. Because wherever you go, you will be gossiped. People will say things about you. But the question is, what did you do better for people to say, yes, my leader, go on. Yes, you are on the right path. Maybe you needed to change. And instead of changing, maybe you decided to quit. I'm just saying.
I understand you. We go for a very short break and return with Manuel Ngaringombe. We continue our conversation with Manuel Ngaringombe, the SG of PDM. Now, let's talk about, you see, PDM got 16 seats in the last national election. And that meant also so much money for the party that has struggled to have really a good number of seats in parliament. But as soon as PDM lost those 11 seats and got 5 that you have now, we had already towards the end of last year, in December, you guys were being chased out of some place, you were not paying your rent. Your Secretary General of the Youth League is saying that there was no money coming to the party, to the Youth League to run its activities. What did you guys do with the money?
And I want those that are asking these questions internally to answer that question.
Yeah.
Remember, in Namibia, we are living from government funding, and then you have to live from membership fees.
Yes.
And it's not a culture in many Namibian politics for people to pay membership fees. Some will pay, some are not paying. So you're really living from the government funding. Now, PDM has done few things that have also addressed that. One is that we have immovable and movable assets in this country. We have cars that people have used to drive around. It costs money.
You have more cars than MPs right now.
You are paying. You had staff members that have to perform certain tasks. You are paying them. We have purchased assets in this time also, land. We have offices in different regions that needs to be paid. So we have a lot of responsibility. And then you have your political operational program. And as you know, elections in Namibia, it's not a cheap exercise. It's a very expensive exercise. You have to travel all around this country and take your message to the masses. So some of the things that will challenge your finances. And I believe that we have done well, and with the whole chaotic process of elections last year, if we haven't maybe done what we did, maybe we could not have got the 5 seats. And we are happy that we got the 5 seats. Money went where it went. Now we said, after we realized that we lost 16 seats, you don't wait till the boat sink. You must make sure that you save the boat not to sink.
Yeah.
And we started making arrangements. Now I'm hearing you saying we're chased from our place.
You were chased from your rental place.
And
you ought to have your own place.
I want, hold on, we'll come to that one.
Yeah.
I want
Why
to
are you
give
still renting?
No, hold on.
Yeah.
I want to give you the number of the landlord and tells you that we were chased. We take a decision that is expensive, we can't afford it where we are now. Let's move out, let's get a cheaper place. And we did that. Now, also you must know that for you to buy a place, any place in this country, you know the cost of buying a plot or a house or whatever. And you also know the years that are stretching. We were trying to buy through the bank institutions of this country, and they were telling us, for a political party, you have a lifespan of 5 years. We can only trust your income and expenses within 5 years. We can't sell it to you. Although now we are in discussions with the institutions to say, but if we have, why are you not selling it? And I think it's changing, something that we are addressing. But except having an office in Windhoek, as you were saying, and we are renting, we have offices elsewhere, and we have bought properties also elsewhere. So it's not that it's just a party that have sat and eat money and buy sweets with money. And we have done a lot of community projects that have lifted people's life in communities.
So, Mr. Ngaringombe,
Yes.
you mean to tell me that since 1977 or so, when your party was created in the 70s, you don't have, nearly 50 years later, you don't have an office of your own?
I'm happy that you are laughing.
And we must trust you with our country.
I'm happy that you are laughing.
Yeah, it's laughable.
I'm happy, I'm happy that this is laughable.
You want to lead our country while you don't even have a house of your own?
The stadiums where the ruling party office was in Windhoek.
Yeah.
And now that their government, at least with whatever I believe they built something, thanks to them. Why did they not have that office 2 years, 3 years just after election?
No, but they had a place to call home all along.
They could have do something. We have a place to call home. We have a place also to call home. And you know that the party went through tough times. We have, at the time, sold our office in Windhoek. We have started rebuilding. We are having started deciding to buy some land and so forth in other areas to build offices. And we are in a process also of getting something in Windhoek to build. But it's not like we are just a
showing
party
money
without and showing money. And we have you can look at our financial records, you can look at our audited reports, you can look it with we can give it to you and you can study it. We have had money to do what it's supposed to do in this country.
Very good.
And we are going through a challenge that any institution can go through. And any challenge that you are going through, there can be solutions, and we can get on top and cruise again.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But in finality, I want to engage you quickly on the issue of, so there's also something called voter fatigue, Mr. Ngaringombe, in politics. Your president has outlived, I don't know how many SWAPO presidents now. I think when Venani became president of PDM, Pohamba was probably SWAPO president. Then he outlived Pohamba. He outlived Hage Geingob. Of course, he passed away along the way. Outlived, now is Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah. SWAPO is on a third president of their own, and PDM is on one. And now we saw your results there in Kunene, where you dominate properly. SWAPO is winning. In the last election, SWAPO actually did better than PDM.
Winning way. Winning way.
In Kunene, in those constitutions.
In
these constituencies. Even where what was that extended election took place, you were still whipped by SWAPO there.
You must remember, PDM never dominated Sesfontein and Kamanyap and so on.
Yeah.
But where we have our strongholds like poor rural urban, Epupa, we still have our stronghold. We are still dominating, and I'm challenging you. We shall still concede victory there. Now, let me tell you.
Yeah. So let me just.
I want to go back.
So let me just conclude my question. Then you can answer it all in one.
Yes.
So then I was just trying to say then, at the end of the day, that sometimes when you have a fresh face at the helm of the party, people also tend to, there's this euphoria and anticipation. Do you think, of course, Mr. Venani, if I understand your party policies very well, he's also in his last term, he cannot stand again. Do you think that gives the party some sense of an opportunity at renewal?
PDM is a progressive party, it's a democratic party. That is the only party in this country where president have a presidential terms. And let me tell you, for all the time, how long was Nyoma, the late Nyoma, the founding president, may he soul rest in peace, a president of SWAPO?
47 years, a long time, of course.
Okay, and then he stands terms of 2 and then say, please give me another one because the other one was not from my own people, it was Resolution 435. What makes SWAPO to get presidents after every term or 2 terms or so? It's because it's because you compare us to SWAPO, the government. Okay, it's because of them being government, and government is giving presidents 2 terms, and SWAPO has to follow into that. It's not in their constitution. It's not in any other party's constitution that the president have term limits. It's only in the PDM, and I want to challenge you to tell me which other party have term limits. And our term limits are very clear, 3 terms or 5 years each. And you don't just come into those terms. You are being elected each and every time. It's not that it's automatically you leave and you will be president for life. So, yes, Venani became president in PDM in 2013. He has won elections. There was time that he was anonymously endorsed. And he's leading, and he's going to his last term. And I have to inform you that Venani have delivered, and he's still delivering to his best of his abilities. I believe that he is one of the best Namibian politicians that we have in this country, have contributed a lot to the development of this country through National Assembly, through his own political engagements across this country. By the way, I believe he has what it takes to become a national leader, a statesman in this country. But yes, because we have a constitution and we have what we believe in, this is his last term, and he is saying it already that he will serve. And when his term comes to an end, he will give. But I want to take you to SADC. Go to Zambia. Briefly. No, wait. Go to Zambia. Go to some other countries. Go to HH, the president, His Excellency of Zambia and others. They have served 5 terms. Some have 6 terms. Some have terms. How many terms? Because they are not in government in order for them to take over government. So it's not like in PDM where a person serves nice his 3rd term, we say he have overserved, voters fatigue. Yes, but we will only let a president not be a president if his terms end or if he's outvoted by the people. Absolutely. And the people that are complaining, if it is members of the party, is the people that are voting for the president, is the people that are voting for the leaders within the party. So my word is, I think we must rise, we must always be we must have perseverance. If we persevere, we shall overcome. And I believe the PDM is here to stay, to serve the Namibians. We must be focused, and one day we shall also lead this country and for better.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for coming to the platform. That is Manuel Ngaringombe is the Secretary General of the Popular Democratic Movement, commenting on those resignations recently in the party and other things. Thank you for watching.